guys read the story, just by the way, that because the governor of California has said there's not going to be any crowds, excuse me, and because, sports, who knows if they're getting shut down? In other words, yesterday there was this story about the Cal State University system not having students on campus, that all of the schooling will happen in the virtual world unless it's like super, like has to be hands-on nursing, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, so now that means, or at least that people think that means, that there's no football season. If the students aren't on campus, then San Diego State cannot play football, San Jose State cannot play football, and whoever else is a Cal State school, Fresno State can't play football. Well, I don't even know where that puts the UC system, but people are kind of just
or private schools.
Yeah, people are following along though. Like once the NBA shut down, so did everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to wonder, like, wait a second. You mean with all the money that lives in college football, these schools, which have been taking advantage of these student athletes for all these years, not paying them, now they're going to all of a sudden not play? And I just know we were talking about the other day about if you were a pro athlete, would you go back right now? And we all said we would. Well, at least John and I said we would. I'd do the same thing if I were a college athlete. And I even said it the other day as a parent of a youth sports athlete. I was like, hey, if my kid's club team was going to come back, I say go practice. If my kid's college football team in Albany, New York, where Governor Cuomo may shut that whole place down, if they said come back, we're going to have practice, I said get your ass back there. Go back to practice.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, what a move that the Cal State system is going to go all virtual. And what does that mean for football? I'm just talking football out loud. I'll say this, for soccer, like my daughter, I keep thinking about this because she's, these are kids, they're emotional. Dude, you lose your senior year, your prom, your graduation, you lose all this stuff, right? And then, wait, what if they cancel your freshman year? You can't be on campus, no soccer season, hypothetical, right? Whoa, you lose your senior year and your freshman year? And then if they cancel the football season, then what? You have freshmen that are supposed to be incoming. You've got seniors that are supposed to be outgoing. I mean, this could literally set the whole world back by like 2 years. Crazy.
I think people need to be prepared for that because the people making the decisions aren't all making the same decisions. Like Arizona's open and for sports next week. Florida
as of tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's why even the NFL, just as an example, the NFL is saying, look, we got the Niners, we've got the Chargers, we've got the Rams. California is not going to let anybody play. They're not going to let any fans be there. They won't even let the players on the field. We got to take the 3 NFL teams that reside in California. We may have to move them to the new stadium in Vegas. We maybe have to move them to Arizona. I mean, it's conceivable, at least it's being discussed, that these NFL teams might not even be able to play in California.
I don't agree with that. I think if 2 teams play, all the teams have to play. If 2 facilities open, all the facilities have to open. And that's where as a professional athlete, if I had the chance to go back, yeah, I would. But if my kid was going to college, I would be very hesitant on that because they're kids coming from everywhere. And I don't trust that the university will put the kids first because they're thinking of a dollar sign at the end of the day. As a professional athlete, I know the organization will look out for me because I'm their prize. I'm the reason that they're going to make money. So the facility will be clean. The doctors will be top notch. I don't have any fear about that. Going back to a university, like if you go to San Jose State, you think they're really going to have proper testing? You think they're really going to be able to clean the locker room?
LA.
Yeah, I mean, do you really have faith that these lower level schools will be able to do that?
Of course not. Of course not.
Dude, if I'm just a student, not a student athlete, if I'm a student, I'm telling my parents or whoever's paying for my college or whatever, I'm taking a year off. I'll come back when I can go to school.
I agree.
What is the point of being at home in front of a computer?
Dude, how about this? Wait a second. So the excitement that these kids want, I want to go to college. I want to move into the dorms. I want to be around the freshmen and, the fresh air. And by the way, mom and dad are there and I'm going to drink and fucking do whatever else you do when you're a freshman in college. And that's the freedom I want. Well, now I'm going to go to school. I'm going to go to Michigan online. What the hell am I going to pay for Michigan for? I go to Cal State San Marcos.
Yeah.
You know?
This is what I was saying previously when we had this conversation a couple of days ago, that if the students don't show up on campus, you cannot play any sports because it robs the authenticity from the actual athlete. I've always felt that way.
I think college football, I've said it yesterday, I think the NFL is going to get it done because they're the NFL. They got billions of dollars worth of money to spend to get this going. College football is not like that, man. Not everybody's Alabama.
Right.
Not everybody has endless money, private planes. So I don't know how you're going to have conference schedules with small schools that don't have budgets to take precautions like that.
Well, you may lose those.
I think college football's in trouble. I really do.
Let's talk San Diego State. Let's keep it super local. We know San Diego State's not a program with money coming out of its ears. How will they be able to maintain that? Look at the stadium that they play in. That thing might have coronavirus in it right now. So how do you go about being safe if you're San Diego State, knowing you don't have 24/7 surveillance on your building? You don't know who's going in and out of there. And then you got all these kids, not showing up to campus, but coming from all around the country to your university. Do you have the proper tools to test all these kids?
Well, yeah, but no. And the answer is no, they don't. But, you're playing Boise State. You don't know what the Boise State players are doing. You don't know who they're around. But I still think that you're going to create listen, I don't have the answer right now. I'll have to give this some deeper thought, but you're going to really create a huge logjam of athletes and kids. And I feel bad for the kids because, again, I've got two of them. I got a kid that's wanting to go back to college to play a season of football and get back to campus life and the fun of campus life. And I understand why he wants to. I mean, I can totally understand why my kid wants to get back to the life of being on campus. It's fun, dude.
It's nothing like it.
I mean, really, like if I would have known then what I know now, I would have gone and gotten a couple other degrees. I'd have been like 35.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's a lot different conversation for athletes than it is for students, man. Like so are you really going to cater to just a couple thousand? No. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really going to make all these crazy, expensive things happen for a diving team?
No.
This is what I'm getting at. Like what I'm worried about is that the football team has to play theoretically.
Right.
They're the money. We have to have them play.
The basketball team probably has to play as well.
No question. But you know what? The girls soccer team may not have to play. And the boys baseball team may not have to play. And the girls softball team may not have to play.
And the crew team.
Yeah, and the field hockey team doesn't have to play.
Women's basketball doesn't have to play.
And before you know it, no different than a restaurant that can't survive. You're a college sport that can't survive. You're a business that is dependent on somebody else. If you're a restaurant, you're dependent on the economy. You're dependent on people having money. And if all of a sudden people don't have money, although I'm not sure people don't have money. I swear to you, I'm talking to people that are all using unemployment. And I'm like, you're making what? And they're like, I don't want to go back to work. I'm like, I kind of don't like that, but I kind of understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but that extra 600 is not going to be around forever.
Thank you.
I know, but I'm like, because somebody said to me, they're like, do you get unemployment? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, there's all this money that's just been given to me. And I'm like, yeah, my mind is on the future. My mind is on making, not on getting. I know that sounds kind of weird. Taking, I mean, I thought when I heard about these payroll protection plan loans, I thought, okay, well, I should probably get something like that. It turns out I wasn't eligible for any of that stuff.
Here's the question for the football thing, though.
Wait, going back to what?
Going back to the football thing?
Yeah, I don't know how this got off on the PPP plan.
Yeah, but going back to the football thing, you say football has to play. And at Alabama, it does. At San Jose State, it doesn't because they're probably losing money at San Jose State with football. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I cannot speak, but I don't think San Diego State football makes money. I really don't. Do you think they make money?
San Diego State football is like a Vegas casino where it costs less to be closed. In other words, if you're open and you've got a dealer at every table and you've got the lights on and you've got, people in food services and there's nobody there, it just costs less to be closed.
But then you go back to the Cal State system pays Brady Hoke, let's say $1 million, whatever he's making. He's making $1 million. Is if there's no football, is Brady Hoke getting paid $1 million next year?
Ooh.
He's probably, I don't know. He's an employee of the state and that's his contract. And I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like college football is in trouble. That's my opinion.
All right, make a prediction right now.
In trouble.
Is there a college football season?
Not the way it looked in 2019.
But
yes, but not the way it looked in 2019.
Does San Diego State play its 2020 schedule?
No.
Does USC play its 2020 schedule?
Yes.
Not all of it.
Does UCLA?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the Pac-12 schools, yes. The Mountain West schools, no.
No.
That sounds about right. But I also think that there's going to be concessions. Like Alabama is scheduled to play USC September 2nd at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That ain't happening. That's not happening.
They'll probably keep it super regional. It'll probably only be conference games.
It'll probably be conference games.
Yeah. Here's a question. But here's a question for you, Scott. As a father with a daughter who has the Title IX athlete will be your daughter, for instance. If Middle Tennessee State plays football and your daughter doesn't get to play soccer, how will you feel about that? Because we know how she'll feel about that.
It would suck. And again, it's like Alex said, I wouldn't even go to school. If I were her and I were here in her shoes and they said, look, soccer season canceled. We still want you to go to school and take your credits. And she can do that from here. If she wants to start, she can. Maybe she might. I mean, why not just start accumulating some credits?
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, you're not going to go live there. You're not going to go live with, your teammates on campus. Stay here, do your online work, train on your own, get a job if you can. Who knows what happens? Hey, get a job in a restaurant. Which one?
Good luck.
There's jobs out there.
No, but there are jobs out there. There really are. Depending on
I think her situation is very interesting, and I think it's going to be very interesting to keep track of because she's a women's soccer player. She's going to be there for 4 years, right? Like that's the plan. She's not going to go anywhere to be professional after 6 months. She's going to be there for 4 years. I think your daughter is in a very, very, very interesting predicament that a lot of people are going to be in. I wouldn't put her in the same category as I would put a normal student.
I agree.
If I'm a normal student at Middle Tennessee State, I'm not going back to school until I can go back to school. If I'm Jillian Kaplan, and that I can get ahead of my classes and then be a Matt Liner and take ballroom dancing when I'm a senior and I'm still playing soccer, I'll do that.
I think the fight ahead because of Title IX is going to make this thing a lot more murkier than it already is.
I don't know how we got onto this whole topic. This is
the Cal State system closed.
Yeah, Cal State
not closed, but
well, the Cal State system says that they're going to be online, and then now the question is, will there be fall sports, and if there are, which ones? And it's this whole Corona thing. I got to say, I was talking to somebody about it this morning, and she and I were both chatting, and she was saying I was late to the party. I said, yeah, me too. Yep. I said, I thought it was media hype. And I go, and I still, by the way, think it is media hype. However, it is real. I mean, I know people that have had it. I know people that currently do have it. Thankfully, I don't know anybody that has died from it, but it's real. It definitely is real. You can get coronavirus. That is real. I believe that. I know people that have had it. It's tangible. But is it as bad as we're making it? I don't really know. I do still think there's a lot of media around it.
It's funny because yesterday I was watching, because we have a Clips channel now. I was watching Joe Rogan's Clips channel. He had this comedian named Michael Yo on the show yesterday, who I've seen perform in La Jolla, and he had coronavirus really bad. Mm-hmm. And he has no pre-existing medical conditions, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, is in shape. He got it because he was in New York for 4 days, flew back, got it March 4th. He was like on the brink of death, and he has nothing wrong with him.
And he's one of the early guys.
He's one of the early guys who they knew. He said at the hospital I was at in Los Angeles, I was the official first coronavirus patient. And he said the doctors were telling him, who he's still close with, he's like, we tell people pre-existing conditions so we don't freak people out. This thing is random, dude. This thing is random as hell. It's going to get people that are healthy like me. It's going to get fat people. It's going to get people that have asthma. It's going to get this. But it's not as bad as we may have thought. But it's still going to get people. And that's what's so random about it.
Yeah, it just got our comedian friend's friend, didn't it?
It got Jason Lawhead's friend. Yeah. It's terrible that you couldn't remember his name.
Who? Lawhead?
Comedian's friend?
I just did.
That's pretty fucked up, JP. I mean, it's not like he hasn't been on the show 50 times.
Listen, man, I was thinking about three things at once, and that came out.
That's why Judd Bushler will kill you on a basketball court, and it's why I plan on destroying you in our Olympic decathlon.
Listen,
because I don't think you have what it takes mentally to really focus in and concentrate.
Listen, old man,
Yeah, go
old
ahead.
man,
Yeah.
you will be so sore after the first 2 competitions. The rest of them won't. You gonna have no shot.
Really?
By the way,
Darts are gonna...
we can go to a track tomorrow and do 40-yard dashes socially distanced. We can start doing this.
But wait, I thought, aren't we also doing like ping pong and
Golf?
You
what
could
are
do,
the...
you could do ping pong, just don't touch your face.
No, but aren't we planning on doing like a variety of events?
A lot of things.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. I would like to
Field
see... I would
goal
like...
kicks, penalty kicks, free throw, 3-point contest.
I thought we ruled out free throws and penalty and field goals because he
No.
would obviously. Okay, let's do
No,
it
no,
then.
because you get one, he gets one.
Okay.
And if there's an upset there, that could turn the whole thing.
When are you going to
Congrats.
list for everybody on the screen and everybody who's listening? When are you going to list for everybody?
I'll do it tomorrow.
The series of events.
I'll put it up tonight.
All right. Let me do this. Let me have a minute here, guys, to talk about Tony Hawk here for a second. Then we're going to get to what is you doing. We're going to get to the highlight of the day, man, and everybody's going to get on with the rest of their lives, you know.